Hi, Coach Crazy Cat back with you for the reading on Activity 5. This is a very short reading. I'd rather you spend the time on that activity because understanding your why will change your life. All right, with that, let's go. Okay, Activity 5, your why. We've just finished talking about the fact that your life takes place in a sailboat, right? In a sailboat where you have the sails, the anchor, the sea, and the wind. And we've just spent a lot of time talking about the wind. Now we're going to talk about your why, which is really an important part about matter. And understanding this will be a theme throughout the entire remainder of the steps. And it's okay if you don't know the answer to what your why is right now. When I was asked at 45, I had no clue. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, here I have gone to college. I've been working this big job. I've been doing all these things, and I have no idea why I'm here. I have no idea who I was created to help. And I have no idea why I'm so miserable. And so it is okay. Just starting the journey and starting to think about it will start to open doors and ideas. And we touched on that during the introduction with the someday activity and the videos, but we're going to be continuing to peel the onion on this as we go through. So different people will have a different idea on their why. And if you're like me, you're trying to solve your why with a how. So you limit your thinking about why with all the ways that it won't work. And instead of doing that, just really try to step back and think about that small person inside of yourself. When you were created, you didn't come in with all the fears and excuses. So try to go back to that and say, who was I created to help? What really brings me passion? What has me jumping up out of the bed when I just want to, when laying there would be easier for my lazy part of myself. So with that, let's get started on the reading for your why. Go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you'll be able to see further. Thomas Carlyle. My quest for why. I'm a type A personality who likes action and results. When I see a problem, I just fix it. That's the way I've always been. So when I realized I needed a why, I immediately wanted to know what it was. I was like, yep, okay, I need a why. Let's go find it. Finding my why was not that simple, though. I had not been taught to think this way. I'd been taught to think like a responsible person. And responsible people certainly do not have time to ponder why. To me, pondering why made about as much sense as going back to high school literature where we had pondered questions we could not answer, like this one from William Shakespeare. To be or not to be? That is the question. William Shakespeare. I never understood literature then, and I don't really understand it now. I'm kind of like, okay. I wanted to know my why so badly that I could almost taste it. I became a binge reader and a motivational YouTube junkie. I was like a dog chasing a bone. I was going to find my why if it killed me trying. The challenge was that my why was buried deep within me, under many layers of responsibilities and stories I had been telling myself. My stories included many reasons why I wasn't living that dream in my heart. Sure, I had lots of excuses why I was stuck. After all, I had asked so many times to transfer out of accounting and to HR or to communications, something that would allow my personality to come out. But they didn't take me seriously. After I advanced so far in my career, I was really stuck. I would say to myself, you can't move now. You would have to start over. You see, my blame IBZs were very active, and they were looking for any excuse for why I was where I was in life and to justify why I needed to be there. They didn't want me to admit that I had taken a wrong turn. Remember taking a wrong turn at Albuquerque, like Bugs Bunny? Yeah, my blame IBZs were like, it's not your fault. You worked really hard. You stay on the path. Keep doing the thing. Keep moving forward. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. My blame IBZs thought they were protecting me, but really they were keeping me so stuck in my comfort zone, my very own stuck jail. The harder I looked for my why, the more it seemed to run from me. I was applying the same process to root out my why as I had used to get to the top of my accounting career. If it doesn't work the first time, just push harder, says the type A responsible accountant. I wanted to hurry up and find my why so I could get to work on the next phase of my life, aka Kathy Lynn Mackison 2.0. But I needed to do more work on myself before the clarity would come. I had spent most of my life figuring out how I was going to accomplish things instead of knowing why I was doing them in the first place. Understanding why is harder for some people than for others. It requires introspection, quiet time, and self-reflection. Be kind to yourself and give the time needed to find your real why. You didn't get stuck overnight, and you're not going to get unstuck overnight either. It took me over a year to find my why, and I am still refining and clarifying it. To feel frustrated and to want to hurry the process is normal, but trust that if you work on yourself and start making smarter choices, the answers will arrive. That takes us up to activity 5, your why. Start your day with why, and then get on with your what, Darren Hardy. An excellent tool to find your why is the 5 why process. The process is simple. You just keep asking why until you get to the root. It takes at least 5 but why questions to yourself. When you have it, you will cry. But don't worry, finding your real why is totally worth it. Repeat but why out loud to the mirror daily as you're trying to find your real why. It may take several sessions and some time, but that is okay. Remember, we are not taught how to do this process, and it is going to take some work. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. If you're like me, you've spent a lifetime becoming responsible and doing what everyone else expects you to do. Pondering questions like, why am I doing all of this, are not things that we're taught. There's actually an entire education focused on getting why out of your system. So it's all how and taking action, which is the school system is great at, but the why is not something we're taught. So take some time and be kind to yourself. It's okay. Keep using the process until you feel your why deep in your core. Why is not about money or material things. It is way deeper than that. It will get you out of bed when nothing else will. Why will keep you going when you get knocked down over and over. You can feel why in your gut, and when you find it, you will cry. Say your why out loud as often as you can, especially to the mirror. If you cannot convince yourself, you're not going to convince anyone else either. So here's the activities and some additional space to kind of do some reflection and fill up a journal, do whatever you need to do, write on every open space in this book, but start to work on your why. You have time to work it out. We're going to be together for quite a while, and you can bring your questions about why to the team meeting, because that's why we're together. Why is a very difficult question, and it's okay to take your time and get it right. Okay, so it's why. Okay, but why? Why is that important? And why? Really dig deep. And then why? So I have a selfish why, which is I'm tired of being told what to do. And I am tired of work emergencies. I'm just like, I was an accountant. I had 22 years times 4. So 88 quarters where everything was an emergency all the time. And eventually I got to where I was like, you're lying. You don't mean it's just this quarter. Next quarter is going to be the same. And I'm done with emergencies that are not emergencies. So I'm done with people flying in and telling me to drop everything and just to go do their crazy stuff, because I'm all about processes and systems, and I like things to be efficient. And I wore out like up here. So I don't want that to ever happen again. I want to be able to farm. I want to be able to take care of my grandparents. I want to be able to adopt every cat that comes in the neighborhood. And that was my surface why. And I knew I wanted to help a lot of people, but I couldn't really understand it. My why has to do with Team Lee. My cousin Ashley, who is so brave, and she is going to be a missionary in Uganda. And we're building a school, and we're helping families. Our friend Emmanuel that we've adopted, and he's like such a hardworking man. We've put him through school for agriculture, and he's come back and he's building a farm. And his mom didn't do anything wrong, but she got put into jail for a misunderstanding in the village. But the rules there are so different than here. And it's so easy to get yourself in trouble. And just the stories, every time I read a story from Ashley and what's going on, I literally cry. So that's what keeps me going. Every day when I fill out my journal, who needs me? It's Team Lee. And my sister Heather wants to start something called Awkwardly Clean to give people hope. There's a lot of programs that help people to get off of addictions, but they don't really fill the gap. So it's like, well, you gave up this addiction, but what do you fill the gap with? What were you created for? What is your why? What is your purpose? And so those are the things that keep me going, and those make me cry all the time. But it took a long time because I just didn't think I was worthy. You know, those fear and blame IBZs will get all in your way when you're trying to find your why. So just keep digging. You'll find it, and crying is worth it. Trust me. All right. With that, be blessed, and I'll see you back in the activity. I can't wait to see you in the team meeting. Bye now.